Brad Karp, an American lawyer, and not my number one op, but like definitely an op, was the chair of Paul Weiss, a major global law firm. Like, cannot overstate how major this law firm is, for 18 years, and has stepped down because of the number of emails that came out in the latest Epstein file drop that show that he was corresponding with Epstein and asked him to get his son a job on a Woody Allen movie. Like, that was his cover, was, no, I wasn't involved in any of the bad stuff. I just met Woody Allen at a dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house and asked him to give my son a job. He's had to step down because those emails came out in the latest file drop. They were corresponding until 2019. Paul Weiss is one of the most profitable law firms in the entire country. Their partners make millions of dollars every single year. They see billions with a B of dollars in profit every single year. And depending on when you follow me, you already know this because, hey, my name's Rachel and I was an associate at Skadden Arps, another multi-billion-dollar law firm in the United States whose partners make millions of dollars a year. And I resigned from my position as a finance associate with Skadden Arps back in March of 2025 because the Trump administration was trying to bully these multi-billion-dollar law firms into doing whatever he wanted them to. Because while these private law firms are not on the front lines of justice in this fucking country, obviously, they do provide substantial financial resources and staffing to major pro bono work. For example, in Trump's first term, Paul Weiss was super involved with the litigation against the Muslim ban. And because we live in a capitalist hellscape, the kind of public interest full-time attorneys that do this work are not sufficiently funded to do it as well as they can without having substantial resources from private attorneys. And even with the resources from private attorneys, there's nowhere near enough resource allocation to making sure that people can actually access justice in this country, but I only have 3 minutes. So Trump enters some unconstitutional executive orders targeting law firms. They are unconstitutional. Every law firm that's challenged them in court has won. But when he enters one against Paul Weiss, after a little bit of time, Paul Weiss comes out and says, we're going to enter into a settlement agreement with the Trump administration and promise to do some legal work for him and promise him other things, and he's going to take away the executive order. And that was insane because number one, these executive orders were so unconstitutional. And number two, it made them look weak. In the background, I was organizing with other associates being like, hey, the only way to deal with this is to present a united front, and all the law firms need to tell Donald Trump to go fuck himself. And so when Paul Weiss entered this settlement agreement, it was very clear to me that the firms weren't going to do that. That was when I resigned. Ultimately, my own law firm, Skadden, and a number of other law firms entered into similar agreements with the Trump administration, even though he had not even entered executive orders against them. And I just have a hypothetical for you, which is, does it seem like Brad Karp, who was in the Epstein files and had to have known that he was because he was the one emailing Jeffrey Epstein, entered into a deal with the Trump administration that effectively kneecapped legal resistance to the Trump administration in this country because it cut off significant funding and resources and made it seem like it was okay for the Trump administration to be intimidating attorneys in this way, that he entered into this agreement, then Trump still didn't even redact his name in the file release, either because he thinks Brad Karp is weak, because he is, based off of this, or because someone was like, hey, should we redact Brad Karp's name? And Trump was like, who is that? And then half the industry followed his lead because they don't think for themselves and are not actually that smart. And now we're here.